This presentation is by
Tyler, Brian,
Lucy, and Madison. Cellular respiration is the process the body uses to produce energy from molecules of glucose and oxygen. Oxidative phosphorylation is the final process in cellular respiration. The goal of oxidative phosphorylation is to produce between 32 to 34 molecules of ATP per glucose molecule. Oxidative phosphorylation occurs in aerobic conditions, meaning O2 must be present for the reactions to occur. These reactions occur in the cristae of a mitochondria. NADH and FADH2 produced by the Krebs cycle are oxidized in the electron transport chain, where the energy from the electrons is harvested. This energy powers the ATP synthase, which produces the end product of ATP. The energized electrons and hydrogen molecules released into the matrix are combined with oxygen to form a waste product of water, which is expelled from the body. In this video, you will learn how ATP energy is produced with NADH and FADH2. The inputs of oxidative respiration are 6 O2, 10 NADH, 2 FADH2, and 32 to 34 ADP. The outputs are 6 H2O, 10 NAD+, 2 FAD, and 32 to 34 ATP.
Oxidative phosphorylation, NADH is oxidized to NAD+, and a hydrogen ion is released into the matrix. The oxidation results in 2 electrons being transferred into the first, larger membrane protein. Then, FADH2 is oxidized to FAD, releasing electrons into the second membrane protein. Now, the excited electrons jump to the next protein and continue down the electrolyte transport chain. As the electrons move, they release energy.
These electrons jump to all membrane proteins before reaching oxygen, the final electron acceptor. Once the electrons jump to oxygen, 2 H+ ions are then joined with 1/2 oxygen to form H2O. This is then given off as a waste product. The energy released from the movement of electrons is used to pull protons from the matrix into the intermembrane space. This is a form of active transport because protons are moving from a low concentration, the matrix, to a high concentration, the intermembrane space, with the use of energy.
High H+ concentration in the intermembrane space and a low concentration in the matrix. The H+ ions then flow out of the intermembrane space through ATP synthase down the concentration gradient. ATP synthase uses H+ ions passing through it to spin, combining a phosphate to ADP, producing 32 to 34 ATP. The process of using a proton gradient to form energy in the form of ATP is called chemiosmosis. This completes the process of oxidative phosphorylation.
After NADH and FADH2 drop off high-energy electrons, these electrons move down the electron transport chain, releasing energy as they move along. At the end of the electron transport chain, the electrons combine with oxygen and 2 H+ atoms to form H2O, which is given off as a byproduct. The energy given off is used to move protons from the matrix into the intermembrane space. The hydrogen atoms want to reach equilibrium, so travel down the ATP synthase. The ATP synthase turns, combining ADP and a phosphate to create 32 to 34 ATP molecules, concluding the last step of cellular respiration, oxidative phosphorylation.